I always knew I wanted a creative career. Before I really figured out exactly what I wanted my career to be, I knew I needed time to just be an artist. Because a lot of people also think that you're either poor or you're a teacher, and that's not true. Everything you see in the world had an artist behind it. Every theme park you go to had an artist create the design. Landscape design, everything had an artist. Don't necessarily rule out the arts because it's not math or science, because they really hold hands. It's not just art in this tiny bubble and then the rest of the world over here.
When students come into us as a freshman and they know that they were a great artist in high school, we acknowledge that they were, but they have a lot left to learn, and they're going to learn. We break down everything they've learned already, and we reshape it so they're really ready for a profession in art.
To have your creative voice heard and to be seen in today's world really takes a lot more than just mastering the tools of your trade. Building technical acumen is really a given. To get out there in the world, a student needs a guide, someone who's been there before to mentor them. And that's what Nazareth faculty really does. They've been there, and they bring a wide breadth of experience to the classroom.
The difference between Nazareth and some other schools is Nazareth is an intimate enough place where people really get to know you. So the faculty members become very personal mentors, and we're all about helping students reach their goals. I'm interested in bringing out the individuality in all of them. You know, what are you interested in expressing? Whatever it is, I want to bring it out from them in a visual way.
Each student gets treated as an individual. And so whatever their interests are, we try to meet that, prepare them for whatever step they need to take to get to that next level. And so that becomes individualized. And that's what being at a smaller school, I think, will do for you.
Nazareth is really sized just right. We have a small faculty to student ratio, and it's a very close-knit relationship that the students and faculty members build. There's a lot of trust. This is a safe place where students can learn and grow. They can make those mistakes before they get out there into the workplace or into a larger creative field, and they build on those experiences.
I think that Nazareth puts its students first. In the art department especially, everything has its roots in what the student is passionate about. And not only do we have faculty and facilities that can support those aspirations, but Rochester itself has an amazing art community, and faculty are willing to go out of their way to make sure that the students can see those aspirations realized.
Because Nazareth is a small college and the class sizes are small, it's a small number of students that you actually get a chance to get to know very well, and we're there for them.
Something I really loved about Nazareth's art department is how small the classes are and how close-knit the community is.
Nazareth is a family. When you come to Nazareth, you'll be part of that community. You'll feel a sense of belonging.
The art students are like a family. They get to know each other, they spend hours in the studio after classes, and they really just become great friends for life.
Students get a great art education here at Naz, mostly because of the liberal arts program that's involved with their education.
You don't do art in a vacuum. The ability to take courses in literature and philosophy and history really kind of feeds the brain, which is very much a part of coming up with concepts for art.
Some of the best ideas I see come out of my classes are kind of germinated in other people's courses, from religious studies to maybe something they're reading or science they're studying. So that's really a nice connection. And I think that's a big part of why I would choose to come to Nazareth, because it's bigger than just the art part. You're part of being a global citizen.
Studio art majors who might go on to grad school and pursue that as their life's work, or possibly teach in a college or university setting.
I chose Nazareth for studio art because I know that a lot of the professors here have not only been teaching for decades, but they've been in the art world.
One reason I can relate to my students is I still feel the energy I had as a teenager discovering art and going to museums and being in awe of great works of art. And I hope that energy is infectious, and I hope that they catch my enthusiasm.
I think that being able to have that studio experience, and especially having Ron as a professor who really just let me go, and anything that I needed, he would help me with. And here, throughout my studio career and art education career, I've really been inspired to continue to challenge myself and critically think and creatively problem solve.
Art is always a moving target, and just as students are trying to find their place in the world, I'm still working on my art.
Visual communication design students get a broad, diverse range of courses. So ranging from illustration and typography to web design and ad design. We do a lot of partnership projects within our graphic design classes. The fact that I have been in the profession for so many years, it really gives the students a better awareness of what they can expect when they're out working in graphic design.
When I'm in the studio talking to all the students about all the amazing ways that they can use design and art and creativity to touch people's lives, it's just an incredibly rewarding experience. It's really a privilege.
The internship supervisors love NAS students. They're very prepared, they have excellent design skills, they're smart, they're responsible.
To get hired to be a valuable team member, you've got to be flexible, you've got to be open to new ideas, and you've got to be creative. And I think we not only teach how to make art, we teach people how to be creative.
My students are primarily getting junior graphic design jobs, entry-level art direction jobs, a lot of packaging design, advertising work.
Art education has been so strong over the years that most of the art teachers within a 50-mile radius of Rochester are from our program.
Well, the Nazareth Art Education Program has a great reputation locally, but the program itself is based on an artist-teacher-researcher model. Art teachers are more than just teachers, they're also still practicing artists, so we make sure that they have time in the studio. As teachers, we give them a foundation both theoretically and practically.
Nazareth is really renowned for art education, definitely the best in the state, and that really kind of sold me. I wanted to be at the best school for education, and being in Rochester, I knew it was going to be a great choice.
Nazareth provides opportunities for the students here to become involved at the local and state level with the New York State Art Teachers Association.
My students do 100 hours of field placement before they ever student teach. So their teacher becoming starts to happen right away when they take my first class.
The lesson planning here, it's very thorough and prepares us for the classroom.
I think the Nazareth art educators stand out because they are so well prepared. They come into an interview with units of study they've written, with professional portfolios that have been fine-tuned to really highlight all of the skills that they have.
Art education, it's great because Nazareth is one of the only colleges that gives you so much experience. Everyone I know that has graduated the art education program has a job, and it's because it's the best.
We have a terrific art history program for students who really want to investigate the past and how different civilizations have expressed themselves.
Art history is the study of artifacts, architecture, painting, sculpture from all time periods and regions of the world. We look at not only how something looks, but why it looks that way. Why is definitely our favorite question. I think that the attention that you get at Nazareth is unmatched. The faculty are always there, one-on-one working with you, answering important questions that are student designed, and they're giving you their professional insight in how you can explore that. And I think that the caliber of the art history program here is similar to what you would find at a larger university. It definitely has prepared me for what's next. Dr. Duke Bockelman has been phenomenal with really pushing my research forward, and she's really helped me to look into the best departments for me and really tailor the coursework that I was doing and the questions I was asking to what the major questions I would be asking in graduate school.
The portfolio consists usually of about 10 to 15 of the students' very best pieces. And what we would like to see in a portfolio is the student's best work, whatever field it's in. It's nice if there's some 2D work and some 3D work. If they're going into visual communication design, it's good to have some digital work and some early experience with that. But for all students, the most important thing is probably drawing from life. In other words, a variety of work is good for a portfolio, but I would emphasize that whatever the student feels best about should be in that portfolio. One thing young artists should know is you have to not only be talented, but you have to be highly motivated. There are so many opportunities in both fine arts and in commercial aspects of art. There's a whole world out there waiting for them.
There's a world out there that art is involved with, almost everything. Everything we touch and feel and look at has been designed by somebody. So there's all kinds of levels of art making and ways that you can have a career in art.
When art students leave Nazareth, I want them to find a career that will be fulfilling to them, and I want them to be able to continue making their art.
I get the greatest feeling when a student actually gets hired, and I've had a lot of my students recently go out and get those jobs.
Well, I think that's what gets you up in the morning. You know, it's like if I can give a student that one chance that I had, to see that there's a life in art and a way to continue on through school and career.
I feel like NAS has really prepared me to move forward with it with the utmost confidence in the background that I've gotten in my studies, but also in the support that I've had from the people here, knowing that my work has value and that I've had people that have supported that for so long. It just gives me momentum to want to continue.